stream, and I'll be down in that presenter chat if you guys see me. Good luck.
Awesome, thanks. All right, Miranda, we'll start. Should we start now then? Okay. Hello, everybody. We're just going to give individuals another minute or two to log on. Thank you guys so much for joining us in, and we will begin in about 1 minute. All right, guys, let's begin. Hello, my name is Eric Bensing. I am one of the out-of-state admissions counselors for Southern Utah University. I cover parts of Southern California as well as all of Arizona. We also have on this video called Miranda. Miranda is also an out-of-state admissions counselor, and she covers pretty much all of Las Vegas, and we have other members of our team that also cover the rest of the United States. So again, thank you guys for joining in. All right, before we begin, you guys should see a QR code located on your screen if you are visiting us live video. So if you guys can please take out your smartphones and scan that. This is just going to ask a couple questions so we can get to know you guys, and this will bring an interest for you for Southern Utah University. So I'm going to give you guys a couple seconds to do that. All right, guys, well, let's begin. All right, Southern Utah University. We are located in Cedar City, Utah. That's going to be about 2.5 hours north of Las Vegas, about 45 minutes north of St. George, Utah. We have one of the most beautiful backyards in the United States. We are surrounded by so many national parks like Zion, Bryce Canyon, Arches. We have Bryan Head Ski Resort. So there's a lot to do outdoors in Cedar City. Cedar City is on the smaller side. So we have a population of about 30,000 total residents that are living in Cedar City. So we are more like Eugene, Oregon, where it's really tiny, but it's all about the college. So as soon as you enter into Cedar City, it's all black, it's all red, it's all white, it's all T-birds. So the college is literally in the center of the city. And yes, I would consider it a college town. All right. All right, some fun facts. So I know this slide says our total enrollment is 11,000 plus. As of this year, because we had one of the biggest enrollment growths out of anybody else in the entire nation, we are now closer to a little over 12,500. This past fall, we had the second best enrollment of any university. We actually increased our enrollment by 12.1%, and that was during what is a continuous pandemic. So we're actually very, very proud of ourselves in bringing the students there. We were open this entire year, so we did hold in-person and online classes. about 68% of our in-person classes were held in person. And so we were actually very proud of that number, that percentage, and the fact that we kept our campus safe during this entire time. So yes, Southern Utah University is growing, and we're growing fast, but what's not growing is our class sizes. So we are still sticking to that student to faculty ratio of 19:1. Your general education courses, no more than 30 to 35 students. And then depending on your major, your class sizes can range from 5 to more than 5. It just depends on the popularity of your major. So with that being said, instead of adding more students into classrooms, we're adding more course sections to, again, allow you guys to have a smaller class size. This way that you can get to know your professor. You're not a number at Southern Utah University. You are an actual name. Students will always say that they know their professors in and out of the classroom. So it's a very personable education that really helps drive our students to the best success that they can. And again, if you know your professors, once you get to your senior year and you're ready to graduate, letters of rec will be so much easier. Job opportunities will be so much easier. And with job opportunity, 87% of our graduates do obtain a job 6 months after graduating. That percentage does include those that decided not to get a job, meaning they went into grad school or they went into a professional school like law school or med school. We do have a retention rate of 74%, which is one of the highest in the southern part of Utah. Some notable programs. Our School of Nursing is in the top 3 of the state, so we're extremely proud of that because, you know, we are on the medium-sized university, so we are beating nursing schools on the larger scale. So that just tells you that the education at Southern Utah University is top-notch. I mean, our accreditation is one of the best. So, like, for example, management or the full School of Business is such a great program to get into, school to get into. Their accreditation is the exact same as Stanford. So that just tells you right there that the education that you're getting at Southern Utah University in the School of Business is the exact same you're going to get at schools like Stanford. Other notable programs, Aviation. That does include flight and maintenance. The maintenance is brand new. It's going into its 2nd year. And then, of course, we have small airplanes and we have helicopters. So our aviation program is one of the top in the nation. Maintenance-wise, we're the only one. You're going to get that in the entire nation. So if you're going for aviation maintenance, we are the school for you. Other ones that I can note, our performing and visual arts department is huge. If you've visited Cedar City, you know that we are home to the Tony Award-winning Shakespeare Festival. It's the #1 in the state. We put it on, so it's not another company that comes into Cedar that puts it on. Our performing and visual arts department actually puts that on. Students are allowed to audition for it. It's typically a professional production. Another big one for us will be the School of Education. I know for a fact that the state, when they're looking to hire high school coaches, they come to Southern Utah University first because our coaching education is so great. Our curriculum for our teachers is extremely hard, but again, they are one of the first to get hired outside of graduating in their student teaching. Another big one for us, anything outdoors or science-based. Again, we are surrounded by national parks, so you actually get that experience of a biology class or a chemistry class, and you get to leave the classroom and kind of visit nature and where actually biology is really taking place. So it's actually a really cool thing to have that type of backyard for those types of courses. When it comes to student life, we are Ncaa D1 Athletics. So we do compete currently in the Big Sky Conference. There has been rumors that we are moving away from that, but we are still Ncaa D1. We're super proud about that. Our men's basketball team is actually they just won the Big Sky Championship. So they're actually on their way to the NCAA, hopefully to compete in, I guess, March Madness. Outside of athletics, we have over 130 plus clubs and organizations that range from anything you can think of. And let's say there's an organization that you're not interested in. Out of all 130, you're just not interested in one. It's so easy to create one. You know, we can give you an advisor and we can help fund that for you. So we want to make sure there's plenty to do. Like I said in the last slide, we are on the smaller side. And we are kind of in the middle of nowhere in Utah. So with that being said, our president and the rest of Southern Utah University, they want to make sure that the students have so much to do on campus, where we actually have more events on campus than we do school days. 3 years ago, our president brought in Imagine Dragons to play a concert just for our students, because you know, bands like that aren't coming through Cedar. They're passing through Cedar, but they're not staying in Cedar to perform. So we like to make sure that the student life experience is just as great as the educational part of the school itself. All right, housing. We actually have 3 on-campus housing options. Our first one's going to be Cedar Hall. So that's going to be more of your traditional one. So it's 2 bedrooms. It's going to be attached by a single bathroom. And that one is the only one that does require a meal plan because, again, it's just traditional. So we actually have 0 communal dorms. Okay, they're all going to be kind of more on the private side. The other 2 are going to be apartment style. So you'll have roommates, or you can actually have single rooms in Founders if you would like to. Founders is the newest one that we have. I know that photo makes it look big. So the way the Founders works is 1 apartment, 10 individuals live in that apartment. But there's 5 rooms, 5 bathrooms. So it's just pretty much like Cedar Hall. You're just putting a bunch of them together. Huge kitchen, huge living room, and Eccles. It's kind of more on the community side. So there's different communities. I believe there's 3 communities that you can join. So they'll actually place you with a roommate with similar likes. So those are the current prices. So again, Cedar Hall is the only one that requires a meal plan because the other 2 are on the apartment side. You're more than welcome to get a meal plan if you would like. You just don't have to. Outside of this, we do have plenty of off-campus housing. And because Cedar is on the smaller side, most of our off-campus housing is going to be walking distance or a very short drive away. Again, the university is growing. The city is taking notice of that. So they are building more off-campus housing for our students. And they actually just opened up a brand new one. So this apartment complex is strictly just for SUU students, which is kind of a cool thing. That way our students definitely have a place to stay while they are getting their education. All right, so this is going to be our current scholarship index. This is for the 2020-2021 school year. We are not 100% sure what this is going to look like next year. For when you guys are seniors, but juniors can currently apply and gain one of these scholarships as well as an admissions decision based off of your current junior transcript. I have a feeling we're still going to be test optional. I'm just not sure what the official index is going to look like. That should come out later this summer. But for right now, it's one or the other. So again, we are test optional. So based off of your unweighted GPA, so remember it's your unweighted GPA that we're looking at. If you fall within one of these ranges, then you are guaranteed that scholarship. But let's say that you have the opportunity to take the ACT and you have a 3.2. Well, I already know I'm into the school, because if you have a 2.5 or higher unweighted GPA, you're automatically accepted into SUU. And then I'm guaranteed the WUE scholarship because I have a 3.2 unweighted. But my ACT score is a 31. Well, the 31 falls under the Founder Scholarship. So if I submit my ACT score,
then boom, I'm going to get the founders because that scores higher than my GPA. So that's how that's going to work. So either way, our students can hopefully gain the most money they can get. With these merit scholarships, you can stack any other financial aid, grants, private scholarships that you might have gotten, at your high school or in your community. All of that can be stacked on top of this scholarship. The only scholarship that cannot be stacked will be athletic. So currently right now, we do have a cap on our president, which is our full tuition scholarship. So when I say full tuition, that just covers the cost of classes. That will not cover the cost of books, housing, meal plans. It's strictly just classes. So there is a cap on that. We have not reached that cap for our fall 2022 yet. So if you have that 4.0 unweighted GPA, I would suggest applying to SUU sooner than later to obtain that president scholarship. So, because even if this index changes next year, you are still grandfathered in and the index in which you applied. Okay. All right. So there are several different ways that you guys can visit. So like I said earlier, we are completely 100% open. So that means that we are doing on-campus tours. Now, it will be limited to the student and 2 parents as of right now until the governor lifts any other restrictions. But we do have on-campus tours. Those are super easy to schedule. Now, let's say that you don't want a typical campus tour, right? You want something specialized. Like, for example, if I'm a performing arts major and I don't care about the science building, you can definitely customize your on-campus tour where they will take you to the places that you want to see, as well as hopefully get you the opportunity to sit down with your dean or professor or somebody in the office in which major you're going to study with. Another way that you can visit us is a virtual info session. So you can set that up through the university, or you can set it up through one of your actual admissions counselors, as well as can do a virtual campus tour if that's also what you choose to do. Our next one is going to be the Red Riot. I know this slide says overnight. As of this year, just for this year, they are just a one-day event. Hopefully, starting next fall, we can bring back the overnight aspect of it. But what the Red Riot is, you will get a campus tour, and then you'll get a question and answer with different people from different apartments, one including financial aid. Financial aid will always be at one of those to answer those questions. And then after that, it's just a fun event. Each one has a different theme to it. It's just a really good time. So you guys can get to hang out with current SUU students, as well as check out the campus and see what we're all about. We do have one more left, and that will be the first weekend of April. So I believe it's April 2nd is that Friday. That's the current Red Riot. So if you guys are interested, just go to suu.edu, and then in the search box, just type in Red Riot, and you can definitely register for one of those. And from here, that is all I have as presentation. So for the remainder of time, we are going to sit here and take any questions that you guys may have for us. This can be anything from, general SU questions to specific major questions. So so we'll go from there.
Okay, so hi guys again, this is Miranda. Jumping right into those questions we got asked. My brother currently goes to SUU. Is there a benefit for me that is connected to my brother if I go? So unfortunately with siblings, we do not offer any scholarships or anything like that. But if you've had a parent or a grandparent graduate from SUU, you can apply for our Alumni Legacy Scholarship. So if you have a grandparent or a parent or grandparent, you can get a scholarship for that. Sibling wise, we don't really have any benefits for that.
Good question. And hopefully your brother loved SUU. If he's still going there, hopefully he's loving it.
Another question that we got, the 3.5 GPA will cause an automatic acceptance. So it's a 2.5 unweighted. So a 3.5, you'll definitely get in with that. And then scholarships will get you there as well.
All right. Is there a swim team? Right now, no, we do not have a swim. We don't have an NCAA swim team, but we do have a beautiful Olympic-sized swimming pool as well as swim club.
Do we have any civil engineering degree? So what we offer is an engineering degree. It's a composite degree. With that, you'll kind of get experience in all aspects, or we have a mechanical engineering degree. So we don't have a specific civil engineering. If you're kind of on the fence, our composite engineering is a great option just because you can experience all of those fields and kind of see what you like more.
Is there a girls' tennis team? I believe beginning of this year, there is no longer a women's tennis team. I believe that is one of the sports that we did have to let go. We had to let go of, I think, 2 this year, and I think girls' tennis was one of them. But again, we have a great competitive girls' tennis club or tennis club.
We got asked, how is the criminal justice program and what does it entail? So kind of students who do that will take 2 different routes. If you're leaning more to the law side, like lawyer, that type of thing, or doing forensic science, we also have kind of some options there. We have a super strong program if you are looking to go into the lawyer aspect. We have a mock courtroom on campus, so you'll actually go in there, participate in those mock trials, and you'll get some real hands-on experience with that. So it's a super strong program.
All right, does the aviation program cover aerospace engineering? It does not. So our aviation program strictly just covers flight. So that'll be small planes and helicopters, and then maintenance.
Is there a master's degree in accounting? So yes, we do have a master's. So you'll come to us, get your bachelor's, which is that 4-year degree, and then you can go on to your master's through us as well in accounting. The benefit of that is we do have a bridge program, so you can start your master's in your undergrad, get it done sooner, but we do have that master's in accounting available.
All right. If a junior applied now and got the founder scholarship, but it increases in the fall, would they get the best benefit? All right. So the way it works is, so if I receive the founder scholarship and my GPA increases to that 4.0 and the cap hasn't been reached on the president's scholarship yet, yes, you can increase. So the way it works is we'll always reevaluate your transcript if your GPA increases to see if it does allow you to get a better scholarship. On the flip side, let's say you get senioritis and you go from the founders to the WUE GPA-wise, we're not going to take away the founders. So we'll always give you the benefit of the doubt of increasing, but if your GPA decreases, we will not take away any scholarships.
Do we have a graduate program for nursing? So I don't believe we do. Our nursing program is a BSN. So you'll graduate with that in 4 years. You'll come in as a pre-nursing student. Those first 2 years, really focusing on those prereqs. The last 2 years, you're actually in our nursing program, hands-on.
All right. Hello, I'm from California. Do you know your out-of-state admissions acceptance rate? First of all, hi, California. If you're in LA County, Ventura, Kern, Santa Barbara, that's me. So the way our acceptance rate is, as long as you have a 2.5 unweighted GPA, you're automatically accepted. So any out-of-state student that has an unweighted 2.5, they're going to get accepted. The only time we decline anybody is if it's below a 2.0. If you have a 2.0 to a 2.499, there's a huge chance that you could get accepted provisionally. But it's automatic admissions at a 2.5 unweighted GPA. Yeah.
We got asked, what's the nearest airport to Cedar City? So we do have, most students will fly into Las Vegas and then drive up from there, but you can also fly into St. George, which is a smaller airport, which is 45 minutes from Cedar. But most students will fly into Las Vegas and drive the 2.5 hours up.
All right. Is there an honors program? If so, is applying separate? Yes. So if you're wanting to apply for the honors program, you'll first need to get accepted to SUU. So that's going to be through the general application. And then from there, you can apply separately to the honors program through their website.
Okay, I'm going to kind of hit 2 questions here. So we got asked, can you apply for a junior and how do you apply for scholarships? So yes, you can apply as a junior. You'll just send us your transcript. And then if you've taken those ACT, SATs, you'll send those in to us as well. As soon as we get your transcript, we can award you based off your GPA for scholarships. And then once you send us those ACT, SATs, we can also award you based off of that. So we'll definitely give you the higher scholarship that you qualify for. And we do just have the one application. So once you apply for the school, you're also applying for those scholarships. So there's not a separate application for scholarships. So super simple, get you there fast.
All right. Is there a swim club in Cedar City? So at the university, we do have an organization called Southern Utah Swim, as well as a water polo club. So yes, we do have a Southern Utah Swim club on our campus. Oh, you're welcome.
So
all right, do we require the SAT or ACT scores? As of right now, no, we are test optional. We only encourage you guys to send in those test scores if it helps you get a better scholarship. Next year, again, we don't know what that's going to look like. We have a huge feeling that we're going to remain test optional, but as of right now, no, we do not require it.
Additionally, with those ACT, SATs, if you guys have taken them, still send them in to us because we do use them for placement into like classes, so math and English. So if you have had the opportunity to take those, send them into us and we can get you placement into your classes. If you haven't taken them, you can take placement test through our testing center to get into those math and English. But so if you've taken them, still send them into us. We can use it for your scholarship, but also placement into those classes.
All right, are scholarships based on the time you apply? No, they are not. So when you apply for a scholarship, it is the number of scholarships given is not based off of the time of year. The only one that does have a cap will be the President's Scholarship, which is full tuition. So yes.
How many letters of recommendations do I need for an application? So our application is super simple. We don't require any letters of recommendations. There's no essays. It's all just fill in your personal information. So most students will finish our application in 15 minutes or less. So super simple, all just fill in the blank.
All right. Are admissions still open for juniors? What is the deadline? So out of state, we don't have a deadline, especially for you juniors. So you guys can still apply. If you wanted to wait until the end of your current junior year, we'll still accept applications. Beginning around June, July, you'll kind of switch to the senior application. But as of right now, the junior application opened up last summer. We are currently taking them right now. All right, does the PSAT and the NMSQT have the same benefit as the SAT? Unfortunately, they do not. So the PSAT is kind of helps you figure out what you could potentially get on the SAT and kind of as a learning test. So no, it does not have the same benefits as the SAT, and that goes the same for the PACT as well. So the SAT and ACT are what we're looking for.
How much is our application fee? So our application fee is $50. If you guys are planning to apply, like right now, we do have a waiver code available, so I can give that to you guys. So if you are planning to apply soon, the waiver code you can use, it's all lowercase, but NR Event 21. So again, that will waive that $50 application fee, but you guys got to apply soon because that will expire. So NR Event 21, all lowercase.
All right, where do I go to make a college/scholarship application? That's super easy. Just go to SUU.edu. And then once you're on our main site, at the very top, it'll say apply. And from there, scroll down just a little bit. I know the first one, it says meet your admissions counselors. You guys can go below that and then kind of click on the next steps, then undergrad, and then current junior. And that's how you'll get to the junior application.
What is the difference between junior and senior applications? So there is no difference. It's just the year in school that you're applying as. So if you're a junior, you're going to use the junior application. If you're a senior, you'll use the senior application. There's no difference between them.
All right. How much is out-of-state tuition per semester? Currently, it is $9,911 per semester. And of course, any scholarships will kind of bring that down. But with 0 scholarships, it's $9,911. That's as of right now. There are no words on if tuition will go up or not. It has not increased in the last 2 years. So we're crossing our fingers for a third. So $9,911.
Is there somewhere to see if transitional college classes count towards SUU credits? Yes. So on our website, again, if you go to suu.edu, in the search bar, if you search for transfer equivalency, you can put in those direct courses and see how it will transfer directly over. AP classes as well. If you guys have taken those tests, you can go onto our website and see what score you need to get on those tests to get credit, things like that. But super easy to see there. And then we can also help you figure that out if you need help.
Yes, and with that, let's say that your college or a certain course is not listed in our database. That does not mean we don't take it. That just means that we haven't seen that course and we haven't had to do an equivalency on it yet. So if that's the case, then you guys can always reach out to us and we can figure out what that potential equivalency could be. Are there scholarships for having a full international business diploma? There are no scholarships for that, but so I want to say for a full IB degree, that is up to 30 to 35 college credits. So just having that diploma already is going to take away a lot of your general ed courses already. And all of that, so like Miranda said earlier about for looking up AP courses, under that exact same page, we'll also talk about IB diplomas.
So ranking of SUU, so we're ranked 3rd in the Intermountain West. I don't know the exact ranking for in the entire US, but we're 3rd in the Rocky Mountain West.
All right, so what's the minimum AP test score needed to get credit? So we're looking for a score of a 3 to 5, so 3, 4, or 5 to earn credits.
If I go to a different university, could I transfer to SUU? So yes, we do take transfer students. However, once you attend a different university, if you have 25 credits or more, we'll look at just your institutional GPA, no longer your high school. If you have under 24 credits when you transfer, we're still going to look at that high school GPA. So definitely if you attend a different university first, make sure you're getting those good grades, keep that GPA up because we do have transfer scholarships.
All right, so in the criminal justice program, can you go in different majors while taking separate minors? Yes. You can take as many majors and as many minors as you would like to. And with that being said, you could be a criminal justice major and be a music minor. So there are no majors that have to meet up with certain minors. So you can major in anything and minor in anything. But I do believe that our forensics we no longer have as from this year. We don't know if it's coming back or not, but I know as of this year, we do not have forensics for this school year.
When applying, should we use our personal email or our school email? We always suggest to use a personal email because once you guys graduate, you will lose access to your school email. So if you're receiving important emails to that school email and lose access, you're going to miss out on information. So definitely use a personal email when applying.
All right, so this next question is talking about paying out of state and then paying in state. So first, I'm going to talk about the WUE scholarship. So if you receive the WUE scholarship for being an out-of-state student, and then you decide to become an in-state student, you will lose that scholarship because that scholarship is strictly just for out-of-state. Now, if you received the Founders Scholarship, the non-resident Founders Scholarship, you're already paying in-state tuition. So Founders and Presidents, there will be no need for you to become a Utah resident WUE. Yes, if you want to pay a little bit less, but you will lose that scholarship. And then the Merit Scholarship, yes, you can still go in-state. I will say this, becoming an in-state student is on the tougher side. So what that entails is you have to live in the state of Utah for 12 months with no more than 30 days outside of the state. So that means going home for your first summer, you would only be able to go home for 30 days at max. You also have to obtain a driver's license, and your parents can no longer add you to their taxes. So you now have to be independent of your parents from out of state to become an in-state student. So you'll need to get residency by living here for 12 months, no more than 30 days apart. Your parents can no longer add you as a dependent on their taxes, and you will need to obtain an address, driver's license, all that good stuff.
And if you have questions about residency, whether you should become a resident or keep your out-of-state scholarship, our financial aid team is awesome to talk to with that. We have Jason Matlock, who is in our admissions office for you guys as prospective students. So he can sit down with you guys one-on-one, go in depth about a cost breakdown for you and your family. So he's a great resource, and he can definitely help you answer questions like that with your parents.
These are great questions, guys. What else do you guys have for us? Any other question? Oh, there we go. Yes, our women's basketball team is NCAA Division I, and they actually just ended their season on a great note. So yes, they are NCAA D1.
So we got asked, can you get multiple scholarships? So with our academic scholarships, those merit scholarships that we showed during the slides, you can only receive one of those. However, if you get outside scholarships, those can be stacked on top. So definitely be applying to any outside scholarship you guys can, so you can stack them up on top of those academic scholarships.
And then once you guys are an SUU student, beginning your sophomore year, so sophomore, junior, senior year, our departments have plenty of scholarship money to give away. So you can also stack those scholarships on top of your incoming scholarships as well. So starting your sophomore year, yes.
And then we got asked, is men's soccer NC Division I? So unfortunately, we do not have a men's soccer team. Our women's soccer, all of our other sports teams are Division I, but we don't have a men's soccer team. We do have the club available option as well, though. So there are club soccers.
What other questions you guys have? It's been amazing questions so far. All right, is there a CrossFit club at SUU? I do know that we have a great CrossFit gym, but no, we do not have a CrossFit club at SUU, but we do have an amazing CrossFit gym in Cedar City, as well as 2 large fitness facilities as well, plus our fitness facility on our campus.
And if you wanted to start that CrossFit club, you definitely can. You just need 5 friends. You write up a constitution and you can start your own club. So you could definitely start one.
All right. So for the men's swim program, so right now it's just going to be a club. It's going to be a co-ed club, since we do not have any water specific sports at SUU. But again, an amazing Olympic-sized swimming pool.
We also got asked, is it possible to be a first-year student and to be taking second-year classes? How many credits do we need to have if possible? So really, your first 2 years, you are taking general education requirements. With that, if you have taken a lot of AP, you've done concurrent enrollment classes, things like that, those can count towards those, and you can take higher division classes. So it kind of just depends on what major you're going into, if you've taken prereqs to get into those higher division classes.
It does not look like we have a croquet club. But again, you can always start one. All right, any more questions, guys? Any more? All right, guys, if there aren't any more questions, thank you guys so much for joining us. If you guys were on this and you guys are looking to apply and you still need that waiver code, please just email me. My email should still be on the screen. It's just ericbensing@suu.edu. See how long it is. All right, so how long we just got one more question. How long does it normally take to find out if you are accepted or not? So if you apply right now, we are kind of in our slower period. So it could take a week to 2 weeks. Now, when we're looking at end of September through the beginning of November, which is kind of our really busy season, it could take up to about 3 to 4 weeks to find out. But applying now, you will know sooner than later.
And then we did just get asked, can I live in another state and still attend SUU? So we do offer a lot of online programs and degrees. It will just depend on which degree you are going for, as not all of them are available fully online. So that kind of limits depending on what major you want. But we do have a lot of online options.
And with online, the scholarships that we talked about earlier do not apply. So those scholarships are strictly going to be for on-campus students only. So what's the difference between finishing in 3 years versus 4? There's really no big difference other than that you're getting out a year earlier. I'm so happy that you actually asked this question because we do offer both a 3 and a 4-year degree track. So if you guys decide to do the 3-year track, it's going to be kind of more on the trimester where you're going all year. And with that being said, any class will be available to you. We're not going to cancel classes because of low enrollment, because we need you to stay on track to graduate in those 3 years, as well as the 4-year track, which is kind of your traditional. So there's really no big difference other than that you're just getting out a year earlier, and starting hopefully either, a professional job a year earlier or getting to grad school sooner. But yeah, no big difference.
And then we got asked, do we offer study abroad? And if so, what countries are available? So right now it is a little hard because of COVID, but we do have an extensive study abroad program. Every year the countries change a little bit, so I don't know the exact list, but a lot of popular ones are Greece. We do have a lot in Europe. There's Korea. I'm trying to think of some other big ones, but those are probably the biggest ones. And again, those countries change a little bit each year. We offer full semesters, so you can go for a full semester at another institution, or we offer short-term study abroads. So these can be anywhere from 4 weeks to 2 weeks, and they're led by a current SUU professor. So you'll go out with them and come back with them. But they're super fun, super affordable. We do have some scholarships available for them as well. So if you're interested in study abroad, it is a great option at SUU.
And just keep in mind that the country will be based off of your degree on which you want. So let's say if I'm a history major, I may not be able to have as many opportunities as another person, like say in communications. There are select countries for different majors. So just keep that in mind.
If you have a lot of electives available, you can go to any country. But like Eric said, if you are in your major heavily, then that will limit your options if you are trying to stay on track for graduation.
Any other questions, guys? All right, guys. Well, again, it was so great getting to talk to you guys. Miranda and I really enjoyed spending our evening with you guys. Again, if you guys have any other questions outside of this presentation, please do not hesitate to email me, and then I can always either answer it or direct you to the correct person. Again, thank you guys so much, and you guys have a great evening. All right, bye guys.